They say darkness is the absence of light. They're wrong. Darkness is alive, waiting, hungry, and some of us can feed it. My name is Kira Chen. 3 weeks ago, I thought the scariest thing in my life was failing chemistry. I was wrong about that too. It started like any other Tuesday. Mom was at work, Dad was away, and I was late for school. Again, I grabbed my backpack and ran for the bus, not knowing it was the last normal moment I'd ever have. At Jefferson High, I was invisible. Not metaphorically, literally invisible. Average grades, no boyfriend, 3 friends who barely noticed if I vanished. Perfect camouflage for someone about to become anything but ordinary. Miss Chen, perhaps you'd like to explain why your sodium chloride is turning black. That's when it happened. The first sign that my world was about to shatter. I don't know, Mr. Peterson. I followed the instructions exactly. The salt wasn't just dark. It was moving, writhing like something alive. And when I reached for it, the shadows reached back. After school, I tried to convince myself it was a fluke. Bad chemicals, maybe a prank. But as I walked home, every shadow seemed to whisper my name. Kira. Who's there? That's when I saw him, tall, cloaked in darkness that moved like liquid. And those eyes, silver like coins in the dark. You're awakening, Shadow Weaver. And you're in terrible danger. Shadow what? Look, I don't know what kind of cosplay situation this is, but the Light Keepers have found you. We need to go. Now. Step away from the girl, Shadow Spawn. Gabriel appeared like an avenging angel, literally glowing with golden light, a sword of pure energy in his hand. Choose quickly, child. Light or shadow. Order or freedom. Safety or truth. I don't understand any of this. That's when the shadows around me exploded outward, wrapping around all of us like living chains. The power came from me, through me, and I knew nothing would ever be the same. When the darkness cleared, we were no longer in Kansas, or Connecticut for that matter. Welcome to the Shadowlands, Kira. Your true home. The Shadowlands defied every law of physics I'd ever learned. Islands of black crystal floated in a star-filled void, connected by bridges that seemed made of concentrated darkness. Floating islands. Bridges made of shadow. This was impossible. So was turning salt black with a touch. So was commanding shadows to obey your will. Impossible is just another word for magic. Long ago, our worlds were one. Light and shadow existed in balance. But the Light Keepers grew afraid of what they couldn't control, and they built the barrier, separating our realms. And I can somehow cross between them? You're not just any Shadow Weaver, Kira. You're the Bridgewalker. The one prophesied to either repair the ancient balance, or destroy both worlds trying. You cannot hide her forever, Darian. The girl belongs with the light. As Gabriel's golden army appeared on the horizon, their light burning away the comforting darkness, I realized my choice wasn't between good and evil. It was between 2 different kinds of truth, and I was the only one who could decide which one the worlds would live by. Then I guess it's time I learned how to weave shadows, but learning to control my powers would be the least of my problems, because in the ancient tower ahead, something was stirring. Something that had been waiting for the Bridgewalker to finally come home. He told me the Light Keepers built a barrier out of fear, separated the worlds, and I was the only one who could bring them back together, or tear them both apart. Then I guess it's time I learned to weave shadows. But controlling shadows? That would be the easy part. Next time on the Shadowbound Chronicles, I meet the Shadow Council, discover the cost of my powers, and learn that some bridges, once burned, never rebuild.